Hello, my beautiful friend. It's Betsy Getting. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm really excited to speak with you about the first full moon of 2023, the Cancer full moon. Happy New Year to all of you. This video is going live on New Year's Day, so a shout out to all of my friends in the YouTube chat. I love joining with you, and a shout out to all of you who join me at other times. Yay for a brand new year. This new year, we are really going to see some shifts astrologically, and this bodes well. This energy is exciting. It's rejuvenating. We have big planets changing signs. Pluto is going to be going into a new sign. Yay, I am celebrating this. Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008. It is going into Aquarius. Saturn is changing signs after almost 3 years, beginning in 2020. Saturn is moving now into Pisces. Jupiter is now direct in Aries. I have a separate video for you on that is very optimistic and hopeful, and I encourage you to watch. I'll link that below. But we are moving into a brand new energy, and we're beginning with this Cancer full moon. So I always like to give you a quick overview of the full moon before I break it down and get into the aspects. And that is that this is a full moon where we are really deepening our self-nurturing, our self-mothering, where we are creating even more a solid, sustainable inner and outer home, a sanctuary for ourselves, so that we can come out into a bold new beginning. Because with Jupiter direct, with cardinal sign energy in Cancer, we want to initiate something new. We want to step out. We want to create a new beginning, but we need to feel that we are anchored, that we have the emotional support we need. So this full moon is really going to help us feel more safe and secure. Now, if you hear the roosters in the background, I am now in Puerto Vallarta, and I have a whole symphony of roosters who are my new neighbors. So if you can hear them, hopefully they will calm down very soon. This is part of the Puerto Vallarta Mexican neighborhood experience. And I want to thank those of you who have been responding to my updates, both in the community pages as well as on Facebook. It's really fun to connect with you about this brand new experience of living in a whole new country. Oh my goodness. And if you're new to me, I want to say hello. I'm Betsy Gutting. I'm an intuitive life coach as well as a psychic astrologer. And I love helping you create a vision for your life, for the next chapter, for the brand new year of 2022. 2023, my friend, I meant to say 2023. For whatever it is that you want to create, your heart's desire. So at the end of this video, I'm going to talk with you about my astrology consultations, how they can help you to move forward, how they can empower you to see yourself from a whole new light, to really have a clear sense of your gifts and your talents and your abilities and your intuitive knowing that is how it's guiding you forward. I also have a free gift for you. So at the end of this video, I'll tell you all about your free gift and how you can get it. So let's get into this. And by the way, I absolutely love your comments. So leave me a comment. Let me know if this video resonates for you. As always, I will be doing readings for all 12 signs, giving you a message from Spirit, pulling an oracle card for you from the Cheryl Richardson self-care cards, which are so perfect for a Cancer full moon. When you go to your readings, be sure and listen to your sun, moon, and rising signs. Your sun sign is how your ego personality is going to experience this full moon. Your moon sign is how you'll experience it emotionally, and your rising sign is the area of life in which this full moon is happening for you. So let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, the full moon in Cancer is happening on January 6th. January 6th at 3:08 p.m. Pacific time, 6:08 p.m. Eastern time, and 11:08 p.m. Universal time. So you want to adjust the time for wherever you're experiencing this full moon on the planet. This full moon is happening at 16 degrees of Cancer. Now we all have 16 degrees of Cancer somewhere in our natal astrology chart, which I will be touching on when we do the 12 sign readings. But for those of you who have planets or points between 12 and 20 degrees of Cancer or the other cardinal signs, 12 and 20 degrees of Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, or Libra, you will feel this full moon in Cancer more intensely, more personally. But since we all have this energy somewhere in our natal astrology charts, we will all be feeling this full moon in Cancer on a certain level. And of course, if you'd like a personal astrology consultation, we can look at what aspects this full moon in Cancer is making in your specific natal astrology chart. What transits are happening at the same time as this full moon, and what other planets, your personal planets, are being affected by this full moon in Cancer. Cancer energy often brings up themes of home, family, and the mother. This is a very maternal energy. Cancer is a feminine water sign. What does this mean? It means that it takes us back to the earliest memories that we had of when our emotional needs needed satisfying, whether they were satisfied at the time. And often this takes us to our mothering energy, to our own mothers. This can bring up the mother wound. It can bring up our wonderful memories of being nurtured when we were very young. But often it's a very unconscious energy. We just feel feelings. We just feel, in Cancer energy, we definitely feel the feels, as we say. This is why people say Cancer is an emotional sign. There's Cancer full moons often bring up emotions for us. It's very primal energy. In Cancer energy, we have one very primal goal, and that is to feel emotionally secure. That is to feel held, to feel comforted, to feel like those that are surrounding us and in our lives are supportive of us. Cancer energy is ruled by the moon, which means our emotions can really change. I have Cancer moon, Cancer rising, so I am very aware that my emotions can be up and down, up and down. One day I can feel like I'm on top of the world, the sun has come out, everything is great, it's like a brand new lease on life, and the next day I can feel like, oh, that thing that I thought was gonna happen is not happening, and now I'm really bummed. So this energy, Cancer energy, can feel it's like the waves of the ocean. It's like the tides going in and out. It's like the ebbs and flows of life. In Cancer energy, we can easily get attached. We can attach to people, we can attach to places, we can attach to things, jobs, careers. And one of the lessons of Cancer energy is to create a home within, rather than attaching to needing to have things a certain way with other people, other situations, things that we can't control, right? It's to find a home within and to strengthen our inner mother. This Cancer energy is very much about mothering ourselves. A Cancer full moon can make you very nostalgic. It can make you nostalgic for good times in the past. It can make you sort of yearn for something in your past. That in Cancer energy, we often, what I call, nostalgize the past. We make our past seem way better than it actually was. And that's because there's a part of us that's actually yearning to feel a certain way. Often a really beautiful way to navigate a Cancer full moon is to just let yourself have a good cry. We can often have a lot of pent up emotions during a Cancer full moon, and really all we need is just to have a good cry. We don't even need to know what we're crying about. The other night I was woken up in the middle of the night, and it's funny because now I'm in Puerto Vallarta, and when I was in Laguna Beach, I lived in Laguna Beach for 7 years. When I was there was a coffee shop called Earth Cafe that I absolutely loved. And for me, that symbolized home. It was like when I was in Earth Cafe, I was in my happy place. I felt rooted, I felt safe. It was just one of those places that I felt really good in. So I woke up in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden, there was a part of me that was really sad that I couldn't go to Earth Cafe. This is 3 a.m. in the middle of the night. And I realized what I needed to do is just have a good cry. I just needed to grieve what I had left behind that I didn't have really a chance to say goodbye to, in a sense, to really realize, you walk into a new life, you step into a new place, you move to another country, there's going to be a grief process that's very natural. So anything that you, my friend, might be embracing, might be stepping into a new chapter of your life perhaps, there could be a grief process for you as well. There could be a letting go. In my Jupiter Direct video, which I will link below, I was talking about how many of us are on a new ship. We've stepped into a new timeline. We're in a new consciousness, and we are sailing into new waters. It's as if we're passing our old life, the people that were in our life that are no longer there. An old self even. It's as if that we're passing ships in the night, and they pass us and we say, kind of in a bittersweet way, maybe there's even a little bit of longing, farewell, goodbye. And there's a grief process with saying goodbye, even if you're thrilled, even if you're happy, even if you knew that that was what you needed to let go of, whether it's a person, people, situations, a job, even if you know that it's the best thing for you, or you're just shouting hooray to the heavens, hallelujah, there's still a grief process that's involved. And I feel that during this full moon in Cancer, some of what many of us on a spiritual path are going to be doing is letting go of an aspect of ourselves, an old self that has already died, letting go of that, or letting go of a former life or a former way that we saw ourselves even. It's so important that we be extra gentle with ourselves during this Cancer full moon. In a Cancer full moon, you want to give yourself the utmost TLC, the warm blanket, the warm soup, whatever it is that you need to make yourself feel better. For me, it's getting out in the warm air here in Puerto Vallarta in the evening and just feeling the breeze on my skin and just walking and feeling anchored from walking, grounding the energy. There's an ascension energy to this full moon, and I'm going to tell you why in a moment when I get into the aspects. But because there's this ascension energy, you might be having ascension symptoms, meaning you might need more sleep. You might be woken up in the middle of the night. Your body may feel more electrified than usual. You may feel more discombobulated. You may feel like you have one foot in your current life and one foot in your old life. You may feel confused or foggy and not really clear about your next steps. This is part of the process, my friend, and so I really want to encourage you to be extra gentle with yourself and not expect too much of yourself. There is absolutely no rush. We are not in a hurry. Both Mars and Mercury are retrograde during this full moon. In fact, Mercury just went retrograde. It went into retrograde December 29th. It will be there until, I believe, January 19th. And Mars will be retrograde until mid-January. What does this mean? It means that this is more of a reflective full moon. This is more of a reassessing time, a releasing time. It's where we're gathering our energy for the next thing, but it's not time fully yet to step out. So that should help you give you permission. I really want to give you permission to take things slowly. The New Year time is always a great time to be in kind of review mode anyway, to really step back and say, what do I want to bring with me into this new year, into this new chapter? What do I want to bring with me? And what am I ready to release? What am I ready to let go of? And I just keep, as I'm talking about this, I just keep feeling this beautiful, warm, mothering energy that just wants to put its arms around us. Like if you relate to angels, or you relate to, the fairy godmother, or you relate to Mother Mary, those would be beautiful energies to channel during this full moon, so that you feel like maybe it's your higher self, maybe it's an energy that is wrapping its arms around you and wants to say, kind of, I feel this energy of like someone stroking my hair, a beautiful maternal figure, and just saying, there. Don't expect so much of yourself. Don't expect yourself to jump through all these hoops, when what's really important right now is that you acclimate, you put roots down, you find your own inner sanctuary, your own inner home, as you're creating a new outer home for yourself. And that's metaphorical. For me, I am actually creating a new outer home, but it's also metaphorical. And I want to give you a quick example of how to do this. This would be a teaching from my cat, Flora. And what I've noticed with Flora, as she's acclimating to this new place as well. And the first few nights that we were here, we heard the roosters going absolutely, what to me I would say, going nuts, going crazy, because they're so loud. And she was like up in the middle of the night going, what is that? What is that sound? What's going on? Now Flora has adjusted to this move to Mexico by holing herself up in my built-in closet in my bedroom. If you know about cats, it's always important when you relocate them to a new place to have them in the same room for at least a week. Don't even let them go into another room, because they really have to get used to their new surroundings. And this is such wisdom for all of us as human beings, that finding a safe sense of place, either physically or metaphorically for yourself, is absolutely what we need in order to feel safe and secure. Now, lately, Flora has been testing the water, so she will come up on my bed in the evenings and she will let me give her her full body massage that she loves. And she will occasionally in the evening come out of the bedroom, and now I've opened the door, I'm here for 2 weeks now, and she will come out and she will walk around and just kind of cautiously check things out and then go back into the bedroom. So she is doing it slowly. She's doing it mindfully and consciously. And this is a great, I think, learning for all of us, that we don't need to expect so much of ourselves, that we can give ourselves way more self-love, more self-nurturing, more self-mothering than maybe we're giving ourselves already. And I think this is important when we've got Jupiter direct in Aries, because Aries energy is very full force. It's very like in my video, I called it a thrust energy. It's like a thrusting forward. And now that Jupiter is direct in Aries, we could feel kind of this inner conflict between this push to move ahead and do something new, and then the sense of, no, I'm not ready yet. No, I just want a safe haven, a safe home. So both are happening at the same time. Here's the thing, this full moon in Cancer is happening at 16 degrees, which in numerology reduces to a 7. Why is this important? Why is this significant? 7 energy is connection to the divine. 7 energy is awakening to our own divinity, our own higher self, our own ability to find a sense of peace and calm within ourselves, regardless of what's happening around us, regardless of whether the roosters are going off and there's nothing I can do to control that. It's finding a sense of zen within. And we are going into a 7 universal year in 2023. 2023 reduces to the number 7. And so this is a real theme for all of us, is that we are really strengthening our connection to the divine, our soul connection during this year of 2023. Because Mercury is retrograde during this full moon in Cancer, and it is conjunct the Sun in Capricorn, being opposed by the moon, the full moon, this is a very mercurial full moon. What does this mean? It means that we're going to be getting some divine downloads during this full moon. Very likely, you may even have messages from your past, from your childhood conditioning come up for clearing, for rewiring. Mercury retrograde is a beautiful time to rewire our subconscious minds. I feel this Mercury retrograde during this full moon opposing, the moon and Mercury opposing, I feel this as a call for discernment, Who nurtures you, my friend? Who do you feel supported by? Who do you feel championed by? Who do you feel, who and what in your life nurtures you? Are you allowing yourself enough mothering? Are you giving yourself the mothering you need? Do your friends give you, and I'm talking about healthy mothering, I'm talking about healthy emotional support. I feel that this full moon is asking us to really discern whether those in our life, the people, the situations, the jobs, the projects, the things that we do, the things we're committed to, the things and people we're devoted to, I feel that this full moon is saying, really assess, really discern what is giving back to you in the same measure, the same quality, the same sense of fulfillment and yes, what is giving back to you to the degree that you are giving to it. Is there a balance there? Is there a balance? It's very important that we feel a balance between what we're giving our energy to and what we're receiving our energy back from. So in the big picture, we really are assessing what we're going to take into 2023 and what we're going to leave behind. What has expired for us and what is absolutely nurturing, nourishing, supportive, and fulfilling to us on an emotional level, Because Mars is retrograde in Gemini, my friend, you may very well have choices, options available to you that you aren't seeing yet. So stay open. This is one of the big messages of this full moon that I received from Spirit. Stay open. Anything can happen during this full moon, and I'm going to tell you why in a moment. Stay open, because Mars retrograde in Gemini can bring up the past. It can bring up the past. In fact, manifestations that you're experiencing in your life right now may be manifestations of past energies even. And you may feel like, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling in between. I'm indecisive. I don't know whether I want to keep this thing in my life or whether there's something better for me. Be intentional. Be intentional. What do you want to create? What is the feeling you want to experience? For example, I live in a new home in Puerto Vallarta, and it's a fixer-upper in the sense that it needs work if I'm going to stay here. It needs a lot of TLC. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to stay. I want to. There are a lot of great things that are in this place that I'm in, including some very wonderful like-minded women. But because Mars is still retrograde in Gemini, I feel like there may be other options that I'm not seeing yet. So I'm staying open. I'm going to be and continuing to fix up and beautify and doing all the things that I love to do, especially as Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. It's my home, it's my sanctuary, but I'm also open to new possibilities. So this is really a time that we want to stay open. Uranus, and this is that electrical energy that I was talking about. This is that ascension energy. Uranus and Taurus is making positive aspects to this full moon and the sun. Uranus and Taurus is trining the sun in Capricorn, and Uranus and Taurus is sextiling the moon. What does this mean? It means that happy, unexpected miracles could be happening. I would be toasting, and I will be toasting on New Year's to happy, unexpected miracles, because Uranus often brings in surprises, quick moving energy that takes you to a new level. It changes our perceptions. It's liberating. It's ultimately liberating. Even if something comes in that feels disruptive, less likely to be disruptive because these are positive aspects. But even if it does feel super unexpected, which it very likely would, it is ultimately liberating you. And you may have a new opportunity, because a sextile brings in new opportunities. It's something that we have to act on. We can't be complacent. With trine energy, which is the sun and Uranus and Taurus, that just happens. That's just like, all of a sudden the wind picks up and moves you forward. That's happening too. But with the sextile between the full moon and Uranus and Taurus, it's something that we have to say yes to and take action on. So that's why it's so important to stay open and just be aware of what wants to come in for you right now. Now, the last thing I want to say before we get into the 12 sign readings is that both Saturn and Venus are in Aquarius. What does this mean? This means that we are very focused, very mindful of creating tribe, of being nurtured, the need to feel nurtured by our tribe. In March, Pluto will be going into Aquarius as well. Aquarian energy is all about connecting with our like-minded community. So the energy for this is very strong. It's very supportive. With Pluto leaving Capricorn and going into Aquarius, we cannot go back, my friend. We cannot go back to an old consciousness. We cannot go back to old tribe that no longer fits us. And this is where you may have to let go of a sense of a role that you used to play. In Cancer energy, we often feel very committed to others, very, it's as empaths and highly sensitive people, we just naturally take care of other people. We naturally nurture other people. We can't even help ourselves. We tend to nurture people that are not even right for us to nurture. So in this energy of the Cancer full moon, we're asked to be very discerning about letting go of any role or any connection to a person, place, thing, or situation that has expired for us, that doesn't lift our energy, that doesn't fulfill us, that doesn't give back to us what we are giving to it. Okay, my beautiful friends, so let's get into the 12 sign readings now. Beginning with Cancer. Hello, beautiful Cancer family. I have Cancer moon and Cancer rising. So this full moon is your full moon, Cancer. This is your full moon happening in your first house of your identity, your inner home, the roles that you play, the projects that you take on. The first house is very broad. The first house is also how you the image that you project to others. It's how you dress, it's your look, it's a place where we often change something key and vital about ourselves. It's also our vitality. So for most of you having a full moon in your first house, this is going to be some sort of change, some sort of letting go. So earlier in the video, I talked about just waking up in the middle of the night one night and having a really good cry because I had to let go of myself, my past. Well, guess what, Cancer? You are also letting go of an old self, an old identity, no matter how subtle that is, even if it doesn't feel very clear to you right now. There's some aspect of you have ascended. There is some aspect of you have risen in consciousness. So there is some part of you that is going through a death process right now. So be very gentle with yourself. Be very gentle. Now, your message from Spirit is that there's a real heart opening on offer for you. Something wonderful is around the corner for you, beautiful Cancer. Something wonderful is coming to you. So really expect that. Expect the best. Be open to it. Ask Spirit, show me the right steps to take to embrace and receive my something wonderful. So let's pull a card for you now, beautiful Cancer. Your card is risk. Your card is risk. Take a look at this beautiful card. It says, take a risk. You have the power within to move mountains. So this is not only saying it's time for you to take a risk, Cancer. It's time for you to step out, to, feel the fear and do it anyway. Become aware of your fears, voice them, journal them, but let them go. But also this is wanting to remind you of your inner power, your strength. Look back to times in your life when you have, quote unquote, moved a mountain, when you have done something that's really been difficult for you, and this will help you to gather that energy. This is energy gathering full moon, to gather that energy to take a risk that right now in this moment may feel very scary to you or even not doable to you. I love the exercise, if I weren't afraid, I would. If I weren't afraid, I would. If I weren't afraid, I would. Stream of consciousness through writing or through speaking it out loud. By doing this, you become more aware of what your fears are, but it also takes some of that emotional charge out of those fears. And then after you bring up all those fears and voice them out loud or write them down, then ask, what does your spirit have to say? What does your heart have to say? You can do it out loud. My spirit says, my spirit says, my spirit says, and this will return you, beautiful Cancer, to your own power and your own truth. Okay, Gemini, hello, beautiful Gemini family. I have my natal sun in Gemini. This full moon in Cancer is happening for you in your second house of money, your second house of income. It's the money you earn, it's your values, what's most important to you. It's also self-love. It is the self-mothering that I was talking about before. So this is a full moon where you could be really focused on money and where's your money going and assessing. Do you want to change some of your expenditures? You could be thinking about how can you make more money? You could be thinking you could get a new job or a new project or a new freelance opportunity where you are making more money, Gemini. Mercury is retrograde right now. Your message from Spirit, Mercury retrograde. Your message from Spirit is stay open, be open, because you may have more choices and options available to you than you can see right now. There's definitely a clarity that's going to come to you, but what I'm sensing and feeling and what Spirit was really focusing on when I tuned into you was there are new opportunities coming to you, and it's like there's a clearing. It's like you're clearing the veil of the old right now, whether you're aware of it or not. It may seem like everything that's happening for you right now or that's available to you is just what it's going to be. Like nothing new is coming in, but there is something new. Remember, Mars is also retrograde in your sign, and that is going to be going direct mid-January. Hallelujah. I don't know how you've been feeling, but I've definitely been feeling it with 3 planets in Gemini. So there will be a new beginning for Geminis. There absolutely will be. So let's pull a card for you now and see what the cards have to say for beautiful Geminis for this Cancer full moon. Geminis. Your card is patience. This is so perfect. This is what I was talking about. It's important to be patient with Mercury retrograde. With Mars retrograde in our sign Geminis, it's very challenging to be patient. It is, but the card says patience. Be patient, be willing to give up good for great. This is so in line with the message from Spirit. There's a sparkling new beginning or opportunity that is going to come. Allow yourself to wait for it. Wait for it, as we say. It's coming. Be intentional. Decide what you want to experience. We don't know. This is where there's a letting go and a surrender. We don't know what's coming, but when we have this intention to experience and we're very clear about what we want to experience, then we can relax and surrender and say this or something better, right? This or something better, my beautiful Gemini. Okay, Taurus. Hello, beautiful Taurus. This full moon in Cancer is happening in your third house of your immediate environment, your neighbors, your neighborhood. It's siblings. It is communication. It's emails. It's writing. You could be writing more during this time. You might be more busy. It's also short trips. There's often a busyness that comes with this time, with a full moon in the third house. There could be something that's coming to fruition or culmination around these themes that I just mentioned. This is often, where you might be manifesting something in your local routines. So where you do your shopping, the people that you interact with on a regular basis. You could be doing if you're a healer or someone who gives workshops, for example, you could land a contract or a new opportunity in your local environment, or you could change up where you work out or where you do yoga, or you could be buying a new car. Often cars are associated with the third house. The third house is also our devices, our electronic devices. So with a full moon that is connected to both Mercury and Uranus, both electrical signs, you could have some sort of manifestation in any of these areas. Could also be a healing with siblings, because Cancer is the family. Cancer is mother, family, and home. So you could have something that helps bring about healing with a sibling. Now, your message from Spirit, beautiful Taurus, is be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. In deed and in word, be impeccable with your word, as Don Miguel Ruiz writes about in the Four Agreements. There's something about staying in integrity or getting in integrity with your soul, Taurus. There's a soul integrity that's calling to you. You are deepening your roots with your soul purpose, with what your soul came here to do. And so it is vital that you are staying true to yourself. And with any new messages that come in, you could very well get a divine download or a message from Spirit encouraging you to take a new direction or to let something go or leave something behind. So let's pull a card for you, Taurus, as I'm shuffling them, and see what they have to say for you for this Cancer full moon. Taurus. Your card is goals. Goals. And you can see she is reflecting on her goals. What does she want? It says, set a goal, write it down, and release the outcome. Small steps make a big difference. So if you've been feeling unclear, confused, or not sure about your direction or what you want to create or manifest, Taurus, setting small goals even will make a big difference. And as you get more and more aligned with the integrity of your own soul, and right now I'm getting a message about sort of cleaning up anything that feels even slightly out of integrity for you. Maybe it's apologizing to someone. Maybe it's letting go of a commitment that doesn't align with you anymore. Maybe it's saying no to something that you haven't had the courage yet to say no to, setting new boundaries. As you do that, then it will be easier to be very clear about your new goal, your new vision. And if you'd like support with creating a vision for your life and beginning to take steps on a goal, I absolutely would love to support you in that through coaching. You can check out my website and my coaching pages, or through an astrology reading. All of that is linked below. So happy full moon in Cancer, beautiful Taurus. Okay, Aries. Hello, beautiful Aries. Are you excited that Jupiter is direct now in your sign? I think that's fabulous for you. Okay, so, and if you haven't watched that video, I highly encourage you to go check that out, because it's very hopeful and optimistic, and this is something for you to be excited about with Jupiter in your sign. So the fourth house is where you are having this Cancer full moon, and the fourth house is ruled by the moon. The fourth house is associated with Cancer energy. It is home, it is family, it is the mother, it's your childhood conditioning. So something could be coming to fruition for you in a very literal way in terms of a home or family right now, as in like a new child coming into your family, or you moving to a new home, or you remodeling. So something could be just very literal for you. Or this could be a deep inward kind of full moon for you, where you are doing some clearing on your childhood conditioning, where you are doing some wiring of your subconscious mind around your story and who you are and what you came here to be and do and have. So Aries, your message from Spirit is that this is a coming out time for you now with Jupiter direct. You're definitely coming out in a bigger way. It's very important that you feel your emotional needs are met and supported. And when I tune into your energy, I got the sense of a clearing around a mother wound, as we call it, the mother wound, where we didn't necessarily receive the nurturing, the care, the encouragement, the TLC that we needed from the mother that birthed you, because our mothers could only do the very best they could with the nurturing that they received. And so there could be some forgiveness for you of your mother. There could be some ancestral healing that you are called to do, or some clearing of the past. And this is going to really help you to launch a brand new beginning, Aries, which you are ready for. It's time for you to come out as the bold, beautiful self that you are. So let's pull a card for you, Aries, and see what the cards have to say. Aries. Your card, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. This image, such a beautiful fourth house image. Inner child, loving your inner child, magnificence, hugging yourself, realizing that you are magnificent. Own your magnificence. The world needs your brilliance and your grace. Is that not so perfect with what we were just talking about? Wow. I also have, beautiful Aries, I have a video on inner child healing, on nurturing your inner child, that I will try to remember to link to below, that also might be really helpful for you during this full moon. But this is about you owning your beauty, your magnificence, your gifts, your talents, your strengths, whatever it is that your heart desires right now. Aries, feel the fear and allow yourself to talk with your inner child. Tell your inner child how powerful he or she is, how talented he or she is. Look at yourself in the mirror. Say, I love you. Look into your eyes. You will see your own soul through your eyes when you do that. Happy full moon in Cancer, beautiful Aries. Okay, Pisces. Hello, Pisces. This full moon is happening for you in your fifth house. Your fifth house of fun, of true love and romance, of creativity, and children. This is a beautiful placement for a Cancer full moon, especially the fifth house being connected to children and your own inner child. This is really a beautiful full moon for you nurturing your inner child. And as I just mentioned, for the Aries people, you may want to watch my video on inner child healing. I will link to it below. So your message from Spirit was about self-nurturing. And interesting, what came up was about using your creativity to nurture yourself. Our creativity is so healing. It's so self-healing. And I got the sense of some of you doing some sort of art, whether it's writing, whether it's a visual art, whether it's singing, Something in the arts could just be doodling, it could be playing with pastels, it could be coloring in a coloring book, that it would be very, very healing for you and very grounding and help you to root yourself even more, your new self, because there's a new self that's emerging for all of us on this spiritual path, on this ascension path, that would really benefit from doing some sort of just process art. You know, process art is not about making something pretty for anyone else to see. It's about our own healing process. I am an expressive arts therapist as well as a coach and an astrologer. So I'm coming from that place when I speak with you about this, from my own experience and from seeing this really help others take root in their new selves. So that was your message from Spirit. This is about honoring your creativity, honoring your uniqueness. And yes, you could have a manifestation in any of these areas, including love. You could have a new romance come in. There's absolutely no question about that. Or a new member of the family coming in, or possibly getting pregnant for those of you who want to. This is a very fertile placement. I would definitely take, use birth control if you don't want to get pregnant. Let's pull a card for you, beautiful Pisces, and see what the cards have to say. I love Cancer energy for Pisces because, Pisces and Cancers, they're like cousins. This is both water, both really nice energy to work with for you. Okay. Pisces. Your card is courage. Take the leap. Your courage will see you through. And I don't know if you can hear that, but all of a sudden there's like trumpets. Okay, so I'm in Puerto Vallarta, and this is, we're getting closer to New Year's, and I have no idea what happens in Puerto Vallarta on New Year's Eve, but it's not New Year's Eve. I'm filming this the day before New Year's Eve, and suddenly there's this trumpet and music going on in the background. So this is saying you can do it. Can you hear that? This is saying you can do it. There is like a band playing for you, beautiful Pisces. There's a band playing for you saying, go for it, feel the fear and do it anyway. And there will be a celebration. There will be a band celebrating your courage and your boldness and your ability to take the leap. Okay, Aquarius, I don't know if you can hear it, but there is now live music playing in the background here in my neighborhood, so I hope it's not too distracting. But you are having this, it's New Year's time, people are already starting to celebrate the day before New Year's Eve. So you are having this transit, Aquarius, in your 6th house of routines, everyday, daily occurrences. This is your health, this is your work schedules, this is your lifestyle choices. I'm trying very hard not to be distracted by this music that is now playing. So Aquarius, you could be having a manifestation that is affecting you on an emotional level around any of these areas. You could be making a change. You could be making a change to feel more empowered. Cancer rules the solar plexus. You could be making a change in your diet or your work or any of your structures of your everyday life in order to feel more empowered, in order to feel stronger and more courageous in your life. Now, your message from Spirit is that you are branching out. You are changing it up. Aquarius, Spirit says, let your sense of adventure lead. It's time to let your sense of adventure, of, your bravery, of there's a certain number of you that have been almost suffocated by staying in your comfort zone. And when I say suffocation, I mean you're not walking around going, I can't breathe. It's more like there's a boredom even, or there's just a lack of your soul stretching and reaching for its own growth. It's time to say yes to something that's out of your comfort zone so you can really grow in a new area, beautiful Aquarius. And I know that's not easy. I know that that's challenging, but there's a taking a small risk. So allow yourself to take a small risk and to build your bravery one thing at a time. As we stack, the risks that we take we get more and more courageous. We realize more and more that we can do the thing we think we cannot do, as Eleanor Roosevelt said. So let me pull a card for you now, beautiful Aquarius. And I'm just laughing because of this band playing. Okay. Progress. Okay, beautiful card for you. It says charge forward. This is exactly the message from Spirit. I love this so much. Be willing to make mistakes. Aquarius, are you afraid to make a mistake? Are you afraid that if you do something that's out of your comfort zone, you might fail? Julia Cameron, in her book, The Artist's Way, says you have to be willing to fail. We have to be willing to, when we're willing to fail, that's when we really come alive. That's when we really, and then now the Howard Thurman quote is coming to me. Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what brings you alive, Aquarius, because what the world needs is more people who have come alive. There's progress in charging forward, especially when you're willing to make mistakes. So happy full moon in Cancer, beautiful Aquarius. Okay, Capricorn. Hello, beautiful Capricorn. This full moon in Cancer is happening in your 7th house of partnerships. Your 7th house of partnerships are all committed relationships. Mercury's retrograde and my words are just not flowing as well as they normally do. So you have an opportunity here to have a manifestation in a relationship. This could be romantic or otherwise. This could be new clients coming in. This could be new manifestations that bring you a stronger sense of home security and safety, inner safety. You could also be having a change in relationships. When I tuned into you, I got the message that something is closing in your life, something is ending. There is a chapter ending for you. So you may have a grief process happen, because this is what happens when we have a chapter ending. Even if we're going to something that we are really excited about, there's still an old self that has to die, an old life, so to speak, that has to die. You are moving in the right direction, Spirit says. Listen to your heart. You may have new intuitive messages coming in, because Mercury is conjunct the sun in Capricorn during this full moon. Mercury and the sun are right next to each other. They're almost on top of each other. And so new messages are very likely to come in for you, beautiful Capricorn. So let's pull a card for you now and see what the cards have to say. Capricorn. Okay. This is really interesting. It says wait. Honor your resistance. Sometimes no action is the best action at all. And I feel like that this is really in alignment with what I was saying, that something is ending in your life and you have to honor that ending. You have to allow yourself to grieve the past. Let it go. Feel your feelings. Do your very best, Capricorn. If you want to make the most of this full moon, I would do my very best to tune into what am I feeling? And I know that's not always easy, but I would maybe even do a ritual. Do a ritual of writing down the things you want to let go of, throw them in the bonfire, throw them in a real fire if you want, or, cut them up and throw them away, whatever feels best to you. Honor your past. Honor that you're letting go of something. Honor a grief process if that's up for you, so that you can allow the old to go and make space. It's about clearing space for the new in 2023, for your new vision in 2023, beautiful Capricorn. Okay, Sagittarius. Hello, beautiful Sagittarius. This full moon in Cancer is happening for you in your 8th house of transformation, death, and rebirth. This is resources that we share with other people. This is money from others. This is the house of inheritances and, unexpected money coming in. This is also where, you may be going through a death and rebirth process. It's if I haven't said it already, it's taxes and taboos and the things that we don't often speak about to others, at least not in public. So your message from Spirit, Sagittarius, and I'm laughing because, oh my God, there was this big band playing in the background. I don't know if you guys could hear it, but finally they have stopped. So I need to take a breath. Because it was really, really distracting for me. Okay, so Sag, 8th house, transformation. Your message from Spirit is that you may have something come up relating to your mother. Forgiveness of your mother, forgiveness of what she could not give you, how she couldn't be there for you perhaps at times. Or for some of you, I hear some of you saying, or ever, that she was never there for me. And I have so much compassion for that, Sag. But there's a new self in you, a new sovereign self that is emerging that can mother yourself from a whole new place. Spirit said, claim your own authority. your own authority, your own ability, your power to self-mother yourself. There's a rebirth that's happening for you, no question, with this full moon, an absolute rebirth with a full moon in the 8th house in Cancer. This is really you shedding an old layer of skin, and you're going to come through this feeling that much more safe, secure, and solid within yourself, within your heart. I feel solar plexus. I feel roots going deep down into Mother Earth. Mother Earth, Mother Mary. What other sources of mother can you look to help you strengthen your own sense of safety in the world? Beautiful Sag. Let's pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say. Sagittarius. Okay, friendship. I love this because you see these two women nurturing one another here. This says, call a friend. When you are mirrored with love, you see yourself. Clearly, this is so perfect for the 8th house. Allow yourself to be mirrored with love, either through a friendship, through a therapist, through a coach, through an astrologer like myself. My astrology sessions always have an element of, coaching support, therapeutic support, because I have that background. Make sure that you allow yourself the nourishment and the nurturing and the love that you can get from others, Sag. Don't try to go through this alone. There are many who want to support and love you and mirror back your beauty, your gifts, your talents to you. So happy full moon in Cancer, Sag. Okay, Scorpio, beautiful Scorpio. You are having this Cancer full moon in your 9th house. The 9th house is spirituality, it's spiritual beliefs, it's new horizons, it's new adventures, it's long distance travel, higher learning, going back to school, getting a PhD, getting a certification in one of the, metaphysical arts. It's any kind of new learning. This is an exciting full moon for you. You could definitely be having a manifestation in any of these areas. Some of you will have a spiritual awakening. Some of you will awaken for the first time to your own emotional needs, or deepen your connection to your emotional self. But your message from Spirit is that there's a brand new beginning for you. There's a stepping out. You may feel wobbly at first. No, believe me, I have felt so wobbly, Scorpio, since I moved to Puerto Vallarta 2 weeks ago. So wobbly. Oh my gosh, so many uncomfortable moments. But you've got this. You can do it. The beginning of anything is always challenging. Feel the feels. Feel your feels, feel your emotions. Do not bottle up your emotions. This is a time to let that release happen, to let yourself have a good cry, to take warm baths, to be near water. You are a water sign. You have to dig deep and let yourself release, or it just, hardens within you. Don't let that happen. Let it out. Let the water flow. Let the tears flow. Let it all flow, and this will be so much better for you. And some of you are just excited about your new beginning, so that's great. So let me pull a card for you, Scorpio, and see what the cards have to say for Scorpios. Interesting, your card is boundaries. Boundaries. Set boundaries. Protect your precious time and energy. So this is so cool because this image really shows you your magic too. It really brings up the magical side of you, your magical self, and your ability to create whatever it is that you want with intention. I feel a strong sense from this image of, I intend this and I create this. A real sense of you coming into your own power. And as you set boundaries, you will feel even more like you have the energy to do the things that you want to do, or the energy to rise to the occasion of whatever it is that you are now stepping into. Beautiful Scorpio. So happy full moon in Cancer. Okay, Libra. Hello, beautiful Libras. Libra, you are having this Cancer full moon in your 10th house. Your 10th house of career, life purpose. It's your legacy. It's retirement for some of you. It's where we seek more meaning and purpose. It's the most public houses where we're really coming out with our offerings. You could be starting a new business here. You could be stepping into a whole new career. You could be making a major life shift. This is where you might be thinking of your vision for your career, where you may be feeling like, I've got to leave this job, I can't do this job anymore. Something could be making you feel very emotional during this time, having to do with your career, with your whatever you see as your life purpose. And by the way, Libra, I do life purpose readings, astrology readings. So if that interests you, if that's up for you, definitely, and heart's desires readings, natal chart readings. So definitely check out my astrology readings, my testimonials, the results you can expect to get on my website. Okay, so this is an exciting full moon in Cancer for you at the top of your chart. Your message from Spirit is you are taking charge, you are assertive. I really felt when I tuned into your energy, Libra, that you had a real clarity of mind. There's a depth of soul knowing that you are going to experience during this full moon. Soul knowing, I know my direction, I know what I need to do. Some of you are going to be letting go of something or someone or a situation. You know it now, something probably you've been wanting to let go of for a long time, but you just didn't feel like you could. You have felt overly responsible maybe, like you just felt like you're a cardinal sign, you watch over other people, you put your arms around anything that you do, or situations and people that you feel responsible for. You really do take that responsibility seriously. But with Mercury conjunct the sun in Capricorn, which is all about responsibility, opposing the moon is trying to show you what your emotional needs are, Libra, what you need to feel happy and fulfilled. And it could feel opposing to that sense of your roles, a role that you have always been dedicated to. But to follow your soul, you have to let go of a role sometimes that is expired for you, that is not helping you grow, and that is just toxic to you. So let's pull a card for you, beautiful Libra, and see what the cards have to say. Libra. Your card is peace. Peace. There's a contemplation here. There's a real sense of, what do I need to feel peaceful in my life? And really feeling into that and thinking about it and assessing it and just being with it, being with that energy. This says, embrace your confusion. Let there be peace in not knowing all the answers. So interesting, because I've really felt a clarity, but some of you may feel confused. Some of you may be having a hard time letting go, because there's definitely a letting go that's being asked of you during this full moon. And some of you may just be like, so I'm almost feeling like a rigidity of like, no, I can't let this go. No, I can't, I have to do this. Is that coming from an ego place, Libra? Ask you this question with the most love and compassion. Is it coming from an ego place, something that you're having trouble letting go of, or a soul place? Because if it's a soul place, you'll feel peaceful about it. If it's an ego place, you'll feel confused or afraid of letting it go. You know when you're ready to release something, when you have a sense of lightness about it rather than a heaviness. When you can release something with a sense of peace and calm and clarity versus feeling afraid, versus feeling confused. So allow that, put your arms around that confusion, journal it, talk about it with a trusted confidant, a coach perhaps like myself, or a friend, someone that you trust, so that you can get it out, so you can get someone else's perspective perhaps, because another perspective could very well help you to see the light of your own soul, of your own truth. Beautiful Libra. So happy full moon in Cancer. Okay, Virgos, hello, beautiful Virgo. This full moon in Cancer, Virgo, is happening for you in your 11th house. Your 11th house of communities. It is social media. It's a public house. It's where you have hopes, wishes, and dreams. It's long-term gains. This is very much of an abundant house. The 11th house is associated with Uranus, and we are having some Uranus aspects to this full moon, which tells me you could feel more electrified than usual. Your nervous system could feel more on high. It could feel more activated during this time. You could have an awakening. 11th house is also tribe, like-minded tribe. This is really where you are embracing perhaps new community, new people who want to support you, who want to champion you. New surprises could be coming from just you being out and about, or you being involved in maybe a new organization, or you just getting yourself out into new surroundings. The word new, how many times did I say it? That must be a message coming through from Spirit. When I tuned into your energy, I felt a warmth. I felt a clarity of heart. The message from Spirit is that there's a hopefulness for you around new friends, around your social life expanding. I feel an expansion, I feel a growth. There's a maturing, knowing what is best and right for you. I feel, Virgo, that you have a new sense of what's best and right for me, and a new ability to follow that up with steps, to know it enough in your heart and soul that even if it feels like you have to let go of something or someone or a job or a community, that you are ready to do it. So let's pull a card for you, Virgo, and see what the cards have to say. Virgos. Virgo. Your card is faith. Faith. Have faith. Faith grows when you act without knowing the end result. So for those of you who aren't sure yet, who aren't feeling that clarity, who maybe are even feeling like things are falling apart, things are unraveling, I am seeing more of what's leaving rather than what I know I want and what's coming in. Maybe some of you feel like you aren't having, like there's a real letting go for some of you around friendship, perhaps around community. And that is having you feel confused or sad. You know, in Cancer energy, we can often feel like the emotional, what do we call this when like the waterworks, you know, the emotions are flowing, the tears are flowing. Sometimes it's like just a really good cry. We gotta let it go. We gotta let it go. Faith grows without you knowing the end result. You don't need to know the end result right now, Virgo, even though you may feel like you need to. Our ego always wants to know the end result. But remember, Mercury and Mars are both retrograde. We have time. You are not in a rush. Even if you feel a sense of urgency, there is time for you to make the right decisions for you to take the steps that will enhance your life, that will make you feel more fulfilled. There is time. There are people that want to support you. There's new tribe waiting for you in the wings as you release whatever is up for you to release. So have faith. This is just the beginning. There's much more than you can possibly see right now that awaits you. Something wonderful is just around the corner. Beautiful, Virgo. Okay, Leo, thank you for your patience, beautiful Leo. You're having this full moon in your 12th house. Your 12th house of retreat, of the subconscious mind, your mystical self. This is where we have a real clear connection to the other side, where often we're able to release energy and do healing on an inner level in our dreams or in our sleep. So it's a time to really give yourself the rest to rejuvenate. It really is a time to not expect much of yourself. And again, Mars and Mercury retrograde, that's definitely a permission slip to give yourself what you need during a self-nurturing, self-mothering Cancer full moon. Now, your message from Spirit is that, and I felt this energy in my solar plexus. So I'm rubbing my tummy. The solar plexus is where we feel powerful or where we feel powerless. It's our seat of power. Spirit said you're clearing fears around emotional needs and self-reliance. It's safe to come out to be you, beautiful Leo. It's safe to come out. There's a clearing of past lives and past stories. Black Moon Lilith has been in Cancer. It's moving into your sign. What does this mean? It means that sometimes we can feel with Black Moon Lilith in our sign, especially if it's aspecting planets, personal planets or points, you can feel, or when it does, you can feel dark fears come up. Black Moon Lilith fears are almost always, and this is from my own experience, they're like past life fears. They're not things that are going to actually happen in your life. That is the good news. The bad news is, or let's just say the truth is, that we have to be willing to face them, feel through them, process them, because if it's from a past life, it's something we haven't processed before. Perhaps we didn't have the wherewithal to do it at the time, or we didn't feel safe enough to do it at the time. Now you do. So that could be coming up during this time too. This is it's about clearing the past. Straightforward, clearing the past, Leo. There's a new part of you that wants to emerge and say, I'm here and I'm ready to fully express, ready to shine my light. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. See, I was completely out of tune and I still was willing to sing it, beautiful Leo. Okay, so let's pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say, Leo. Your beautiful, bright, shining light. When you walk into a room, the whole room lights up. Okay, Leo. Okay, Leo, your card is self-respect. Respect yourself. You are the best judge of what is right. If you're feeling confused, if you're not sure what to do, Leo, your heart knows. Your heart always knows what's right for you. Give yourself the honoring and respect that you want from others, that you deserve from others. There's a lot of water in this card. She is a mermaid in this card, and she's sitting on a rock, and she's just loving on herself, and she's giving herself what she needs. And I feel like this card is like very emotional waters kind of card. There's water flowing, splashing. And I feel that this card is saying, let yourself feel the emotions that are coming up. Let yourself be in the ocean. You might even do a guided meditation where you take yourself deep down into the ocean and be a mermaid or a merman and go to the very bottom of the ocean and see what treasure metaphorically awaits you. Pull that treasure up to the top of the water and let yourself surface and let the sun fill your body with light to rejuvenate you, beautiful Leo. The best is yet to come in 2023 for you, beautiful Leo. Happy Cancer full moon. Leave me a comment. Let me know if this reading resonates for you. Okay, my beautiful friend, thank you so much for your time, energy, and presence. It is my joy to be here with you. I absolutely love your comments. Leave me a comment. I love your shares. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for giving it a like, for giving it a thumbs up, and thank you for your subscribes. Subscribing to my channel is a win-win. It helps you because you get notified when I'm about to premiere a new video Sundays at 9 a.m. and it helps me because you help me grow my channel. Your subscribes mean the world to me, so thank you so much. Thank you for everything you've given me in 2022, for helping me grow my channel, for your presence, for your connection. I absolutely love connecting with you. If you would like a personal astrology reading, if you would like a personal astrology consultation, I would love to work with you. I love being the person who can shine light on who you are through a natal chart reading, a heart's desire reading, a life purpose reading, to show you your gifts, your talents, your potential, what is calling to you right now based on your chart, based on the current transits that are happening. I love reflecting back to you the future transits and how they are going to be interacting with your planets. Every astrology reading is different. Whether you've had a natal reading done before or not, this will be new to you. You will get new information, new empowerment. It is always my goal to empower you to live the life that is calling, to follow your heart's true calling. If you'd like to do a deeper dive, if you'd like coaching support, if there's something, if you are done trying to do things alone, you're just done doing it alone, you feel stuck, you feel, you just want support in 2023, check out my Soul Alchemy coaching. I also offer one-off coaching sessions, clarity coaching sessions, and I will link below to all of that, my coaching as well as my astrology readings. I have a free gift for you. That free gift is a instant download of a guided meditation that will be so lovely during this Cancer full moon. Go to my website, subscribe to my inspirational updates. They're weekly updates about the astrology of the week, and you will receive an instant download of my guided meditation, reconnecting to your spirit, reconnecting to your heart. And I am wishing you a most beautiful Cancer full moon. Until my next video, my friend, happy full moon in Cancer.